Hey, good morning. Guess what? Mike, this isn't my camera because the camera is not plugged in. So, guess I'm using the laptop camera today. There we go. There we go. What's up, Cooters in the house? Good morning to you. Happy Labor Day. It's Monday. Working for myself, I forget it's Monday. It feels like a Sunday. But most days feel somewhat upside down. Plus, not only is today Monday, Labor Day, but I did a card show yesterday, which I'm going to talk about, Janesville, Wisconsin, which I normally do Saturday shows. So it's a rarity that I do Sunday shows. So that's another reason that I feel out of sorts this morning, being a Monday. Herman, what's up? Good morning. Victor, good morning. Let's see. So before I dive into the Janesville Card Show, I was watching college football last night. What a game! LSU, Florida State. I thought the Seminoles had it in the bag. By the way, I was a bandwagon Seminoles fan as a kid. So I was in my younger childhood, when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I was a huge Joe Montana fan. Okay. And Florida State in the early 90s had a quarterback by the name of Casey Weldon. And there must have been like a side-by-side graphic of Casey Weldon and Joe Montana. So Casey Weldon became my favorite quarterback, and I liked the Florida State Seminoles. And then they were really good, so I just stayed on that bandwagon. Now I couldn't care less about Florida State football or basketball. But against LSU, actually, I really didn't care. Like, I had zero rooting interest. It's because neither team, LSU or Florida State, neither team I like or root for, but neither team I despise. And it's like, oh, I can't stand LSU, so I want Florida State to win. I have zero care about either program. So it was just a fun game. And sometimes when that's the case and it's a good game, it's better that way, to have zero rooting interest. And you're rooting for a good game, not just for one team to win or one team to lose. But it seemed like Florida State had it in the bag at the end. They fumble I think LSU turned the ball over and deep into Florida State territory, and it was like a chip in for Florida State. And they fumble on the 1 yard line. And there's only 2 minutes left, a minute left. So LSU has to go 99 yards. And they did. It's like a shoo-in. It's an extra point kick away from going to overtime. And they missed the extra point with no time on the clock. They had one play. What happened at the end? On the second from last play, I think there was the receiver was down in bounds, but I think they called it on the field. He was out of bounds. So typically there's a 10-second runoff, okay? But since it was a first down, the clock stops for them to reset. So since it was a first down, LSU got one with no time on the clock, or with 1 second, but then it ticked away. They got one play. And then they scored a touchdown. And it's like, oh my God, this game's going to overtime. And I think it was after 10 o'clock, and it's like, damn, I need to go to bed. It's past my bedtime. And then they missed the extra point. I think it was blocked. But it's like, wow, what a finish. Wild game. We've got Herman, Victor, Zach, and Porter. What is up? Zach and Porter says, I miss the old space. Oh, speaking of, guess what? I may go back to the old space. Why? My wife and I made a Costco run on Saturday. They had the Netgear Mesh Network, and it's still sitting in the box upstairs. So later today, that's what are your Labor Day plans? Mine, putting together the Mesh Wi-Fi network. So maybe tomorrow morning, fingers crossed, it actually works. But everybody's been raving about the Mesh Wi-Fi network. So We bought the mesh Wi-Fi network at Costco, the Netgear brand. So that's on the docket today. Put the mesh network. So tomorrow morning, I may be back. And Zach, I also like being in the other room because I can ship and not have to haul my computer out here. I've been leaving my camera out here just because this is where I've been filming. But like today, I didn't plug my camera in, so it's running off the laptop. So, and I don't like this camera because I don't think it's as crisp as the Logitech camera. So mesh Wi-Fi network finally did it. How long have I been talking? About 2 years. 600. Today's episode 666. 666. So probably 660 episodes I've been talking about my crappy Wi-Fi in the card room, dating back to what, July of 2020. Back in episode 1. Those are still in the archive, so check those out. Like 15 minutes long. I didn't really know what I was doing. Actually, I still don't know what I'm doing. What am I talking about? Paige and Deanie Bean, what is up? Tracy, good morning to you. Let's see. Herman made a big trade. Oh, yeah. So check out Herman and Jenny next Monday night. Victor says tight end caught the ball and he was down with one last play. The miracle of Middletown. So I was ripping some Bowman U. Oh, I didn't talk. Oh, I haven't been live since I bought my case, my hobby case of Bowman U. First hobby boxes I've opened of Bowman U football. So my buddy at Real Breaks, Tom, I messaged him. I talked about it on Saturday's show, and I ended up buying 5 more blasters after the show Saturday morning. And then I'm like, I need some hobby boxes in my life of Bowman U. So I texted Tom and I'm like, hey, do you have any Bowman U football left? And he's like, yeah, a lot. how many boxes or cases do you want? And I'm like, what's your case price? I liked it. It was competitive with everyone else. He's like, I'm going to the Badger game tonight. He's like, if you want to meet at the zoo, he was parking at the zoo, which the zoo is within walking distance of Camp Randall. He's like, we can meet up this afternoon. So drove down, and it's just, I love the college football atmosphere, the game day atmosphere. Like so I went to an FCS school, which it's like, it's FCS. So the student body doesn't really get into college athletics at that level. It's not like a Big Ten or an SEC or even Big 12. It's just, oh yeah, there's a football game on Saturday, and the kids tailgate, get drunk, don't watch the game, don't go in. So I didn't really have, but even then, even though that it's FCS, there's still that buzz, like the community's wearing Western Illinois, the Leathernecks, they're purple and gold. People are still wearing their purple, and it's a fun game day buzz. But nothing like, I've never been to, maybe I have been to it. No, I've never been to an SEC game. But like the atmosphere of, the big boys, the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, the game day atmosphere is just so awesome. If you haven't been to like a big, like anywhere, like in a Big Ten city, I say Big Ten because that's where I live. It's where I live. It's so awesome. And I don't get down there as like, I didn't go down to tailgate or to a game last year at all. And then of course, 2020 was COVID. I think maybe I went down once in 2019. I don't like going to the games. And if I do, I'm one of those like fair weather fan, like I'll arrive in the middle of the first quarter and then I leave after, jump around at the end of the third quarter, and then go back and go to the bar on Regent Street. But it's just, I was driving down to meet Tom, and, driving down Monroe, and there's all these people in their Badger gear walking to the game, tailgating on the side of the street. And it's just, it's a good buzz. And, I hate fall because that means winter is coming, but maybe I just need to look at fall in a vacuum. Like, okay, forget summer is ending. Forget winter. And I think that's all, it's the mindset where I don't look at fall in a vacuum. I look at it as summer is gone and winter is ahead. And so I don't focus on all the good that fall brings. Like pumpkin stuff. I hate pumpkin stuff. I love pumpkin pie, but all the pumpkin spice crap, save that. But I love wearing hoodies. And I have, as you know, watching this show, I wear a lot of hoodies. I can actually wear them when I take the dog for a walk and not sweat, in the summer months. And football, I love football season. So I need to look at fall more in a vacuum and realize that fall is good. Don't look at it because summer has died and winter is brewing. Look at it as what fall brings us. So where are we at in the chat? Herman's looking for that James Cook blue. Oh, it's looks like it's on the top of my pile to list. It was I had my pile of hits that I was listing last night, and so that's just in the pile. But it does look like it's staring right back at me. James Cook, blue refractor number to 150. Fall Creek is in the house. What is up? You did do a live Bowman U hobby. You ripped one box. Yes, I did do a live. I didn't talk about it on Hobby Evolution though, because I was I bought it after Saturday's show and I didn't go live Sunday. But yeah, I did. If you want to see a box break, I did do one hobby box on. Was that it was Saturday night. I did one hobby box. I've ripped half my case. I've ripped 6 boxes. Box number 6 was fire. If you saw my Twitter, I pulled a Kenny Pickett out of one of the first few packs. I pulled a Kenny Pickett lava refractor numbered to 100, and I'm like, damn, this is a big card. And I think it comps like between 150 and 200, so that's more than the price of a box. The first auto was, I can't remember, was just kind of like, oh cool, an auto. But then the second auto, even better, Kenny Pickett big kahuna auto numbered to 150. That one last sold on eBay $380. So between the two Kenny Pickett hits, about $600. So, nearly half the price of a case. So I was excited for that. So now it's like, but it's all downhill from there, right? Like, how can it get any better? But it's such a fun rip. I have so much. And so once I ripped that last night, it's like, it's going to go down. Like the next box is going to suck, even though there could be some great hits. The next box is going to suck compared to this. And I have a floor full of, I don't have my camera, so I can't, but my floor is full of Goodwill stuff. My car is packed, not only with Goodwill stuff from the pallet that I picked up this week, but I brought home an additional 8 monster boxes of cards. I bought more bulk. So I have a lot of crap to go through. So my buying has come to an end. We'll see. Maybe I'll pick through some boxes, but next I'll be set up in Rockford next Saturday, this coming Saturday, September 10th. But I don't plan. I have so much inventory that I've accumulated here in the last week that this Saturday probably won't do any buying. We'll see. Famous last words, right? The plan for this show yesterday, Janesville, which I'm going to talk about. The plan for Janesville was, I'm going to buy. I'm here to buy. I did buy more than I expected. I also bought something for the PC, along with a lot of dollar box PC items. I think I made, how many transactions did I make? 1, 2, 3. I have 5 different transactions yesterday. So brought home a lot. So we'll talk about that. Cooter says the strangest tailgate I've ever been to was the Santa Fe Opera. No joke, they actually tailgate. That's awesome. Much to my sister's chagrin, I tailgated at my sister's wedding. And it was, I don't think they wanted a tailgate atmosphere at the wedding, but I was 21. I think I had just turned 21. So that was like top of mind for me. Where's the beer? And I was at that age where, I was single, I was 21. I brought a cooler, and like my brothers were like, yeah, I packed a cooler and my wife told me I couldn't bring it. And I'm like, well, Little brother to the rescue. Here we go. Dive in. Let's see. Herman says nothing like tailgating on Railroad Street before a Georgia game. Fall is superior to other seasons. I have a feeling that you may be setting comps on a lot of these cards. Yeah, there's not too many comps on Bowman U. It's I don't know. The product has been out for several months. It came out in April or May, but it came out in like the worst time to release a college football product. Nobody's thinking about college football. Well, most people are not thinking about college football in April and May. So yeah, I'm looking up comps and it's like, man, there's just not many, especially on like the colors, because the colors are a pretty rare hit in blaster boxes. But I think I've been pulling about 4 color per hobby box, and the autos I'm pulling are, pretty fire. So, Randy says fall is my favorite because of how beautiful the leaves of the trees are. The scenery looks like a painting. I would agree with that. Dan in the house. What's up, Dan? Brian Adams, good morning to you. Randy wants to know how many tables at the Rockford show this weekend. I think 75 or 80 tables this Saturday at the Rockford show. Tracy says, had my first eBay standard shipping refund. Buyer requested refund last night. Checked it out. And after creating label, it never got scanned in after I dropped it off in mid-August. That sucks. So hit the refund, and after 30 days, if it was mid-August, you probably have another week or two. You can file a refund. If you need that, let me know if you need the link. I have it saved on my bookmarks, so I can copy and paste. Actually, I'll just do it anyway for anybody else. So let's see, eBay standard envelope copy. So here is the eBay standard envelope insurance form. Here you go. So if you didn't have that, there it is. And it's simple. I've used it a few times. I should use it more because I've sent a lot of refunds and I haven't filled out that form. If it's like a $10 item, then it's like, okay, I better fill out the form. But for like $1.50, it's like, which the more it adds up, $1.50 here, $1.50 there, it all adds up, right? I mean, I'm counting. I sound penny wise and dollar dumb as I'm, trying to negotiate down from 1 penny a card to 0.7 cents a card, but yet I'm throwing away $1.50 here and $1.50 there. Herman's had college football on his mind since December. Cooter says, who wants in the over-under on the monster boxes Bo buys next weekend? I'll just say I don't think my bulk bought. So 7 of the 8 I bought yesterday were from the same dealer, and I don't think he'll be at the show. And he's usually who I buy the bulk from, and I don't typically. There's not too many, and I think that's why I have such a good show in Rockford. Is I'm kind of the only like pure bargain box tables at the whole show. So I think that's why I had such a great show, because sales wise, I'll just go into it. Let's see. So Dan, what's up, Dan? Zach says, Porter says, we will be sending you something soon. Awesome. Oh, he's talking to Herman. Awesome for Herman. So going into the Janesville show yesterday, I had a crappy day in sales. It was better than my July show, but it paled in comparison. It was probably, let's see, what did I make yesterday? It was about a third of what I did in Rockford 2 weeks ago. So it's crazy. The John and Mike promote the Janesville and Rockford shows, and they were telling me I missed the May show, and they were telling me it's like Janesville is 20 minutes from Rockford, 30 minutes from Madison, right between the two on the interstate. Yet they're like, we had a completely different customer base than either Rockford or Madison. And I'm like, when you hear that, it's like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. So then I set up in July, and it's like, holy crap. Like, I've never seen, because I do both Rockford and obviously Madison. And it was like a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of the same faces, but there were a ton of faces I've never seen before at a card show. So just different customer base. the first, and I did better than July. I was in the hallway yesterday, which was people joke, like other dealers were like, "Oh, you got relegated to the hallway," and I'm like, actually, no, I wanted to be in the hallway for two reasons. One main reason, I'll tell you. The main reason is 5-Star Cards is set up in the hallway, right in the hallway is the front entrance. So when I say hallway, like some people think, oh, you're off on the side and nobody can see you. So in this instance, this is in Janesville at the Holiday Inn Convention Center. So the hallway is like front. So the main entrance, you walk in and you have to walk through the hallway to enter the main room. So it was just two dealers out in the hallway, me and Matt from 5-Star. And so that's why I wanted to be in the hallway, because at the July show, I spent a lot of time digging through Matt's dollar boxes, but I was in the back corner and Matt was out at the front entrance. So I I couldn't devote much time to the dollar boxes. And I was, running back and forth a lot. It's like, man, if I was out here, I wouldn't even have to, I can just hey, that's, hey, what's up? Good. If you're looking for anything, let me know. So that was number one. Number two, I had terrible traffic at the traffic in general at the July Janesville show was awesome. I was very impressed because it was the Sunday of 4th of July weekend. I'm like, nobody's going to come to a card show. I was wrong. It was packed. But I was in the back corner, and there were a lot of bargain box dealers at the Janesville show in July and again yesterday. By the time they got to me in the back corner, just the way the crowd filters, I was kind of one of the last dealers that, if you in general went, one way over the other, which, by the way, speaking of that, I guess in that sense, and I think it's where the doors are positioned, the natural flow of traffic. No, most people were coming left. Here's why. So we talked about this, and I created a poll, which I did pin to my profile on Twitter. Has the poll ended? Might have ended already, because I think I wanted it to end right around this show because I wanted to share the results. It has ended. So we talked about this on Friday's show, I think, or Saturday. Saturday. You walk into a card show, middle of the room, you have two choices: walk left or walk right. Which direction do you go? And it seemed like in the chat, it was about split, left or right. And then I had some people comment, I'm going the path of least resistance. Okay. And there's not enough characters to put in all the qualifiers. So this is okay, you only have this choice or this choice. Which way do you go? Everything being equal, there's nobody to the left, there's nobody to the right. Which way are you going? Also, you say it's a completely foreign show to you. You don't know this dealer, you don't know that dealer. You don't know what any of the dealers have. So it's all a mystery. You don't know where your favorite dealers are. You don't know what this dealer or that dealer has. There's nobody in your path this way. There's nobody in your path this way. Everything is equal. Which way do you go? Left or right? There's a qualifier to what I'm about to say, though, because so I guess what I just said is kind of a moot point now, because at yesterday's show, I think in the July Janesville show, the doors, the main entry is basically in the middle of what the convention center room is, and it's a rectangle. And 5-Star was right in the middle. So you did have a choice, left or right. And I think most people went right in July. Yesterday, though, most people went left. Why? Because there were tables to the left, no tables to the right. So that's a qualifier. So I guess if people have the choice, I think in Janesville, from just what I saw, I think probably most people chose going right against going left. And somebody also said it's probably which-handed, which hand is your dominant hand? I'm right-handed. Most people are, but I choose left. So it was about 50-50 on the poll. So you walk into a card show, middle of the room, you have two choices: walk left, walk right. Which direction do you go? Right was the winner, 53.8% though. So it wasn't a runaway. 53.8% of 277 voters. So it was a decent turnout on votes. So say 54% and 46% went left. So follow up on that. Where are we at in the chat? Cooter says, if you take care of your pennies, your dollars will take care of themselves. Hey, that's a good point. Dan asks, will you grade that Pickett auto with 5-star? I don't know. That's a great question. And I probably not, because I won't see them until my next show, because they will not be in Rockford. So I won't see Matt and the guys until the September 24th Madison Card Show. So that's still like 3 weeks away. So I'll probably end up selling it raw. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. The most recent sold price was here recently in the last week or so. This is what I battle. Like, do I wait until the season? But if he doesn't play, it's like, I think there's still some like buzz. But if he doesn't play, then his market drops. But if he does play, his market goes up here. So it's like, I'm all about cash out now. And that $380 sale for the Big Kahuna auto was raw. So I'm not sure it's numbered to 150. I think those are case hits. So I may just kind of here over the next couple days, just kind of play it by ear, play it by eye, play it by ear. So, but I probably won't grade it. If I would see 5-star this weekend, I'd probably sub it to SGC, which I know people are like, oh, don't send it to SGC. It's modern, ultra modern, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So I'll probably just sell it raw. Paige and Deanie Bean says, Bo, Dean wants to send Cubs cards to you that he has been separating. Can I have Zach send Zach and Porter send me your address? Absolutely. Or my address is on 1millioncubs.com. So if you go to the website, and I actually have it up. Let's see. I think if you scroll on the homepage at the very bottom, it does have where you can send them. And by the way, the Cubs count on my website is not updated. I'm at 832,000 plus counting, probably 833,000 once I count all these Goodwill Cubs cards. Plus, I'll pull, probably a couple hundred out of the bulk that I bought yesterday. So my address for Cubs cards is at 1millioncubs.com. Just scroll to the bottom of the homepage. And thank you. Zach says, Zach Sports Cards and Collectibles. What's up, Zach? Good morning from the home of the Georgia Bulldogs. We beat the Quack out of Oregon this weekend. Yes, I was watching that game. That was a blowout win for the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's see. Get those Bowman U Georgia Bulldogs. Let's see. Brian says I'm left-handed and would choose right. So yeah, there you go. So I'm right-handed and go left. Brian is left-handed and goes right. Dan goes right. NASCAR fans will always go left. Let's see. Follow the Wander rule. Sell early and often. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Janesville Card Show yesterday was another great show. Traffic was even better than July. Traffic was awesome. My personal traffic at my tables was great. I didn't make as many. I made a lot of smaller sales. And I had a conversation with somebody, and I've talked about this, especially when I started doing card shows heavily, in April and May, June of last year, when I started doing bargain boxes. And, do I sort them? And I actually had a couple different I had a conversation with a customer, and he goes, are these sorted in any way? And I said, no, it's sorted by sport. And he just looked like, screw you, dealer. And so I shared, and it's like, it's 50-50. And most people that I talk to, maybe I should I'm doing a show this Saturday, Rockford. I think what I should do, and most of the guys in Rockford, I have a lot of regulars that I didn't see yesterday in Janesville. Maybe that's another reason my sales could have been down. I should ask and I should tally, are you looking for anything specific? And, I would say this is completely anecdotal, no tracking, but I do want to track this Saturday. People, are you looking for anything specific? Because I would say just asking, I would say 75% of people are not looking for anything specific in bargain boxes. They're taking my approach or Zach and Porter's approach. They're just looking for bargains. And I would say 25% are set builders or player collectors, team collectors. So he's like, oh, I've got to have it sorted. So I shared my mindset behind bargain boxes. And he's like, the more it's sorted, the better. And I said, I'm the exact opposite. The more sorted it is, I'm just going to walk. If something's sorted like by number, by year, by set, by product, I'm walking away. I'm not even going to look at the table because I assume if it's that sorted, there's not going to be any bargains. That's the way I think. And I know others think like that, where it's like, I just want to dig through random stuff. I want to, I want to see out of a dollar box, I want to see a 1987 Topps Bo Jackson followed by a Wander Franco Bowman rookie card or Topps rookie card. So that's my mindset. I want to see, and I prefer the more random it is, the better. And even if it's modern stuff, I'm looking through and it's like 2019 Donruss, 2021 Panini Prism, 2022 Bowman. It's like, but then if I see some of that wood border and it's Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Bo Jackson, now we're talking. But I like a mix. I like it completely random in a mix, and I'm more likely to dig through those boxes. So I'm going to get to the chat, and then I'm going to share my perspective at Matt 5-Star Cards, his dollar boxes, talking about the Janesville Card Show yesterday. See, Craig's in the chat. What's up, Craig? Craig is a dealer at the Madison Card Show, and he was a dealer at the Janesville Card Show. Dan is selling NPB foreign player cards. If anyone is interested, check him out on Twitter at Korean Cardboard. Let's see. I love the seller wouldn't sort by team story, sport. Let's see. Craig says, looking for that diamond in the rough, the thrill of the hunt. There you go. And that's exactly what it is. Brian Adams says, LOL, I only sort by sport. That's how I roll. I love it. And that's how I prefer it as a buyer too. How did you first get in touch with the stores for the pallets of cards? Did you have to go to the stores and ask them or call? That's a secret that I cannot reveal. And I'm transparent with 95% of what I do, but that's in the 5% that I can't share my secret because they don't come up often. And so if I share my secret, I don't get pallets anymore. So I've got to keep that to myself. Herman says, what's better, an 87 Topps Bo in a dollar box or an 87 Topps McGwire in a quarter box? I'm thinking of this as purely from a resale standpoint. Probably that's tough. I'd say a Bo in a dollar box because Rich says the Bo is a rookie, so it's better. There you go. Dan says Bo in a dollar box. Yeah, Bo in a dollar box because I can sell that for around $3, $4. A McGwire 87 Topps, I'm going to sell for like $1.50 or $2. So I'm going to say Bo out of a dollar box because there's a little more. It's pretty close. Craig says just say yes. Both are wins. Both are wins, and they're pretty similar. Like when it comes down to net profit for me out of my eBay store, if I have $1 into a Bo Jackson, or a quarter into a Mark McGwire from that 87 top set. They both sell. So it's not one or the other is going to be sitting. They'll both sell probably in the same amount of time if they're priced right. But after, paying $1 and selling it for $3, as opposed to paying a quarter and selling it for $1.50, the net margin is going to be pretty similar. Probably a little higher on the bow at $1, but pretty similar in the end. Tracy says bow as well. Dan says the difference between hunting in the wild versus hunting at the zoo with sorted bar. Dan, star for the day. That's a perfect analogy. Hunting at the zoo versus hunting in the wild. There's no, like Craig says, there's no diamond in the rough when it's completely sorted. It's like if you're looking through 2022 Bowman and, it's like, what you're going to get. What is in there. And maybe there's a Wander Franco rookie card in there. But you kind of know. So let's talk dollar box. And let me see. This has got to be the dollar box. Oops. I do want to thank somebody. I don't know if they're watching. Somebody dropped off. I didn't get their name, but they just dropped off some Cubs for me. So thank you. And I apologize for not getting my name. They just handed me the card, smiled, and kept on walking. So thank you. But it included, how about this? Former five-tool top Cubs prospect, Felix P.A. rookie card auto from 2007. Very cool. That's from Bowman's Best. Very nice. So thank you. And then there was a snap case, Javi Baez, my guy, Sandberg Fleer Ultra. So we'll add those to the collection. Also, as I'm saying that, I had Abraham and Lauren were in the house. I don't think I saw Abraham in the chat, but he goes, I've had this in my collection since, and he looks at the May 7th, 2003. He was at Wrigley Field. It was Hee-Seop Choi baseball card giveaway. So, and I don't think I have this card. I do now, but I don't think I had this in my collection. So thank you, Abraham. And on the back, my favorite as a child, 90 Topps Gold Cup, Jerome Walton. So thank you, Abraham and Lauren. They picked up some cool Marilyn Monroe cards at the show yesterday. He did check him out, Sal Dougie on Twitter. Let's see. Andrew's in the house. Good morning, Andrew. Dan says, would you rather have a 1990 score Bo Jackson shoulder pads or a 1988 Donruss Greg Jeffries? Bo Jackson shoulder pads by far. And I'm thinking, again, purely from a monetary standpoint, because the Bo Jackson shoulder pads, it's dropped off recently, but it's still a $10 card. The 88 Donruss Greg Jeffries is probably going to sit in my eBay store and sell for $1.50 when it does. I do sell Greg Jeffries cards for $1.50 on occasion, but that Bo shoulder pads, way more value and iconic. So I was sitting right next to Matt from 5 Star Cards, and I was, man, I don't know if the Black Squirrel is watching, Black Squirrel on Twitter, but Matt sets up, and I'm like, hey, can I, and he's putting his boxes. I'm like, hey, can I look through the boxes? He's like, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't bring any new stuff from the Madison show, which I basically looked through every box that he had at the Madison show. So I wasn't proactive enough. Little did I know there were probably 3 boxes that were new to me and were loaded, and the Black Squirrel made out like a bandit. So that was, when you let your guard down, you lose out on some of these. I still bought over 100 cards. Now the Black Squirrel was able to get some really good stuff. I didn't have any home runs, I don't think. But I pulled a bunch of stuff, and let me see. I pulled a ton of stuff for my Cubs PC. And oh man, none of these are sorted. So I'm just going to have to, so I'm not sorting and you're just watching me look at cards. I'll just share it. So any color, and I think I bought 108 cards, and I think I paid $90. So what's that? 90 cents, 90 to 95 cents a card. So Bowman Chrome refractors and serial numbers. Here's a Lindor Chrome refractor. numbered to 4.99. So I paid, say, 90 cents a card. This, I think I could probably sell in my eBay store for about $3. So the margins are going to be slim on most of these. I've been selling a ton of base Justin Verlander cards out of my eBay store lately. So there's a little tip if you have, and I'm talking like just tops, base tops cards. So this is a Justin Verlander Bowman Chrome Refractor numbered to 4.99. So I figured if I'm moving base commons of Justin Verlander left and right for, $1.50, I might be able to get up to $5 for the Verlander. Here's a Trent Clark, which he is now Trent Grisham. It's a purple shimmer, I believe is what that's called. It's not, I don't think it's serial numbered. Some of these are hard to see if they are. It is not, but it is a color refractor. This is Kyle Wright. His value, and probably Zach and Herman can attest, Kyle Wright has been, his stuff has been flying. So this is a rookie paper numbered to 4.99. So I pulled that out. And since I'm talking about Kyle Wright, there's one in this pile. He had a ton of, these are in the dollar boxes, a ton of 2017 Bowman Chrome and color refractors. So I was pulling these Kyle Wright first Bowman Chrome refractors. These are been selling for like $10 to $12 on eBay. And there were about a dozen of these Kyle Wrights. So I'm actually going to set that on the side and see it. Same. Dylan Cease. There were about a dozen Dylan Cease. Now these are about $3 because he's in a White Sox uniform, but he was 1 out away from a no-hitter the other night. And I did, by speaking of Dylan Cease, sidebar, I sold 2 Cubs cards. I have multiple, as you know, if you've been watching. I prospected Dylan Cease back in like 2015 and 16 and accumulated a ton of Dylan Cease. And I've traded away a lot of Dylan Cease autos that I've had. So I'm running low, but I had a refractor and a base chrome auto. So the refractor auto sold for $50 and a base chrome auto sold for $35. I'm like, hey, I've got multiples of these, and it's my PC, but it's like, okay, do I really need 12 Dylan Cease first chrome autos? No, I can sell 10 and use that toward a T206 or a Cracker Jack. Here's a Brendan Little first Bowman paper numbered to 150 blue. He made his major league debut just the other day, and he has one of the most beautiful signatures. It's when I say that, I would compare it to Andre Dawson. Brendan Little has a similar autograph, Andre Dawson. There's Abraham. What is up? I just talked about you. I thanked you for the Hesop Choi and talked about your Marilyn Monroe pickups. Here's another. Oh, I must have picked up 2 of these. Purple Chrome Shimmer Trevor Clifton. Here's Brendan Rodgers. He's had a good season this year. This is numbered out of 125. Put that there. This goes into my Ryan Sandberg PC, even though it's not a Cubs cards. No, this does not count as a Cubs card because it's a Phillies card. However, it will go into my player collection of Sandberg. The reason I picked this up is because it's serial numbered to 250. Otherwise, I have the regular base card. But this is numbered to 250. And no, it's not a Cubs card, but it is a Sandberg card. So it goes into my Sandberg PC. Here's another Trevor Clifton blue numbered to 150. This is a silver parallel numbered to 499, Peyton Remy. Zach says Kyle Wright is on fire. And I pulled like a auto relic of Kyle Wright out of a dollar box about a month ago, and it sold for like $15-20. This Peyton Remy is numbered out of 200. Here's another silver Trevor Clifton, numbered to Corey Abbott, 499. Abraham says, awesome. It was great to see you as always. I'll catch what I missed later today. Let's see. I'm going to go back. Let's go back to the chat before I miss it. Let's see. Where are we at? If you're just joining me, I'm just going through my dollar card pickups. I do want to do a separate video, and I don't know when I'll make time for it, but I want to show, and since I did buy bulk boxes yesterday, talking about the Janesville Card Show, Janesville, Wisconsin. I want to share my like what's going through my head and what I think is a good deal. And sometimes I miss. And I talked about that. If you haven't watched, Ty and I talked on Friday. It's on Bench Clear Media. We talked about selling efficiencies. And I think I touched on dollar boxes. And it's like, hey, sometimes I miss. At the Madison Card Show last week, I missed on Yordan Alvarez. And I thought that it was probably a $3 or $4 card. And it's a $1.50 card. And I paid about 95 cents for 7 of them. Now, it's about a $3 or $4 loss, but that's not my intention to lose money. So sometimes I swing and miss. Sometimes I swing and hit the ball. And sometimes you hit a home run. Brian says, I got that Bose shoulder pads I found in a binder of cards someone was throwing out. I drive a rubbish truck, and people are always throwing out binders and boxes of cards. Nice. Let's see. Rich says, got to go in a few minutes. Second day of my small Adat show, 19 tables, but to show how things go. Awesome. Good luck. Let's see. Herman doesn't sell, so he wouldn't know. And that's how I am with Cubs cards. It's like I have no idea what the market on Dylan Cease cards is until I look. It's like I've got some extras. I should probably sell. What's the market? Okay, it's worth selling one of 10. Let's see. Rich says we had about 50 people walk through yesterday, which with 19 tables is fine, but terrible back in the day. And yet 2 of my vendors sold out during the show. Has there ever been a show in which 15% of the tables sold out and all the vendors paid? Hey, that's important. Let's see. Where are we at? Kyle Wright is on fire. Dan says you should make a list of your Cubs signed balls and put it on your website. Atlanta Braves are only 1 game back of the Mets. Just wanted to verify, Bo, is your address a P.O. box? Yes. So send cards to my P.O. box, which is what, 628456, I think. So yes, that is where to send my cards. Send the Cubs cards. So back to the dollar boxes. I pulled this out, CJ Stroud. And this is, thank you, Rich. Good luck today. This is from the National. This is from this year's National. So I know these sell really well, like week of the National, like the first night. If you buy a VIP package and you get the swag bag, sell that stuff. Like I sell it the night. I go to the show on, day 1, talking about the National. Wednesday, check in, get the swag bag. Go to the singles club, look through the dollar boxes. When I get back to the hotel, I'm digging into that swag bag and I'm listing everything from the bed of my hotel room. And like 90% of it sells that like overnight. By the time I wake up to go to day 2 of the National, most of my stuff from the swag bag is sold and it's a nice little profit. Now, 3 months later, 2 months later, probably not going to see, much, but I figured CJ Stroud, college football, it's a National exclusive card. This could still have some staying power. So I haven't comped most of these, so we'll see. Let's see. Herman says, whoops, I've been sending them to your house. That's okay. If you have my home address, that's fine. Although that's going to change next year. I still get them. So that's okay. Tracy says, I need to count my Royals cards. I doubt I'm at 1% of your Cubs. Slowly growing it, though, and enjoy doing it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Andrew says, anybody seeing an uptick in eBay sales? I think I had. Now, I listed a ton of like hit cards, not like $1.50 cards. When I listed a lot of cards, like a lot of what I listed, like, 4,000 cards in the last few weeks, they're like $1.50 cards. And they're not going to bring the traffic to your eBay store. Now they will, but not to the extent of a Kenny Pickett Chrome Refractor or, the Bowman U that I've been listing. So, but I did see an uptick. I just know from a sales dollar perspective, it was much higher this weekend. But I had some bigger sales, so I haven't looked. I don't have eBay window open up, but it seems like this weekend I had a higher amount of sales. And I did look back, and I want to do. I'll do like I'm already 50 minutes in, and I'm like not even halfway through my pickups from yesterday's Janesville Card Show. But I do want to show I was kind of mistaken with my traffic to my eBay store as I crunched the numbers for the entire year. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll talk about that. Zach says, great video with Ty. Watched it while I harvested crops at my farm. Awesome. That is very cool. Thank you. So this is a Peyton Remy blue, numbered to 150. Okay, somebody told me Austin Riley. So this is just a Bowman Chrome. It's not a first, but it's an earlier Austin Riley card. So it's a Bowman Chrome Austin Riley. So I figured for 90 cents. I bought a lot of Cubs cards out of the dollar boxes. I may break even when it's all said and done off. Actually, the Kyle Wright should help me with the profit. So I think this is a gold foil. Now they have gold foils along with the rainbow foils. Now, I saw this Alex Reyes Bowman Chrome, and I passed on it. It's a Bowman Chrome rookie, and he was a top prospect, and he's really fallen off for the Cardinals. Alex Reyes, rookie, and I'm like, this looks like I've never seen this card before. This might be a variation, short print. So, but I kept going because it's Alex Reyes. He's not hot. Then I saw Tyler Glass now, and I'm like, this too looks like a short print variation. I've never seen this card. And here's how I pick out how I sometimes you get a little sneak peek at what's a short print, what's not. After this Tyler Glasnow, there were two Bowman Chrome Tyler Glasnow cards with a different image. I look back. This is card number 80. The other two cards, same year, 2017, card number 80. This one is the short print. So I went back, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a short print of Alex Reyes, but I assume it is because I don't recognize it. So I don't know what those comp at. I don't know if they're short prints, super short prints, just a regular image variation, $2 card. I don't know, but I took a chance, and we'll see when I comp these out later. DL Hall, I think he made his major league debut recently. This is a refractor from 2019. Corey Seager. I had some success selling some of these blue donut circles or red donut circles, whatever they are. This is numbered to 149, so I took a chance on it. Here's a blue donut circles, Walker Bueller. That's numbered to 199. I took a chance on Kyle Trask, rated rookie. I know he gets a little hobby love here and there, so we'll see. This is Mitch Haniger Prism rookie, and this is numbered out of 299, so I took a chance on this. Again, a lot of these, they might only be $2 cards, and it's a net loss for me. But sometimes you have to swing and miss before you swing and hit a home run. Here's a Mark Zagunis blue shimmer, numbered out of 150, goes into the Cubs PC. Trevor Clifton, numbered to 150, blue shimmer. Another Trevor Clifton green out of 99. 99. You dip, Daniel. You dip. Here's a Trevor Clifton, another green. This is his first Bowman Chrome. Terry says, my eBay sales are up about double this weekend. Very nice. Here's Javi Baez. He's my guy. By the way, stay till the end because the very last purchase I made was Javi Baez. A big purchase for me. Here's a Peyton Remy. Let's see, out of 399. Yep, looks like I bought a lot of Cubs out of the dollar box. Here's a Kyle Schwarber, number to 499. People ask, like, what are you looking for when you look for Cubs in the dollar box? And it's colors and refractor serial numbers. That's what I look for. Because most of them I probably don't have, and if I do, it's $1. Which again, I shouldn't say that. Gavin Sheets, first Bowman purple paper, numbered out of 250. Here's a Giancarlo Stanton refractor, numbered out of 499. Let's see. Here's another Dylan Cease. Again, I said I picked up about 12 of those. Here's a Clark Schmidt, first Bowman Chrome, numbered to 399. Spencer Steer, another player that just made his debut. This is a first Chrome refractor. I did comp that. I comped this morning because I remember I'm like, what else did I pick up yesterday out of the Bowman box? And I do remember picking up a few of these. These have been selling for around $5-6. So I took a chance on it and it paid off. Here's a Kyle Wright, Drew Waters recommended viewing. This is numbered out of 250. So numbered out of 250, Kyle Wright, Drew Waters. I think that's a good deal. And guess what? There was another one. This is numbered out of 250 also. Speaking of Kyle Wright, here's another. So this is number 2 on the Kyle Wright first Chrome refractor count. I think this is Dylan Cease, number 3. Number 4. Kyle Wright, number 3. Oh, nope, that's a paper. Just a paper Kyle Wright, first Bowman. But here's another Dylan Cease. Where are we at? Number 5 on him. Here's a Kyle Wright, first chrome refractor. Again, these sell for 10 to 12. I think the last one sold for 12. Here's a DL Hall, first chrome refractor. Here's another Dylan Cease. Here's another Kyle Wright. Here's another Dylan Cease. Here's another paper Kyle Wright. Here's another chrome refractor first Kyle Wright. Again, 10 to 12 bucks. Here's another Dylan Cease. That one's only about 3. Here's a paper Kyle Wright. Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease. Another Kyle Wright. Dylan Cease. Far more Dylan Cease than Kyle Wrights, I think. Dylan Cease. Another DL Hall. First chrome refractor. That might be a $5 card. Dylan Cease. Cannon Smith. This is first chrome numbered out of $3.99. Another numbered to $3.99 Cannon Smith. Tyson Miller numbered to $150. Another Tyson Miller to $150. Aramis Adaman numbered to $4.99 paper. Here's a Roger Clemens. This is numbered out of $2.99. This is the black border parallel. So hey, Roger Clemens serial number. That's worth $1 every day. Gold foil Kyle Hendricks. Let's see. Pulled an auto Antonio Pittman. I pulled this because it's only numbered at 25, and I figure since it's such a low serial number and it's a rookie auto, it's worth $1. Here's a Jamison Williams. This is Panini National exclusive, and I didn't even realize this is actually serial numbered out of $4.99. So that was a good pickup. Anthony Rizzo. This is I thought this was serial numbered, but it appears it's not. Here's a Kyle Trask, the rookies. So I picked up a couple Kyle Trask. Here's a Jordan Lawler Panini National exclusive. Here's a Zach Wilson absolute rookie card. Didn't pick up too many football. Here's a Jordan or a Jared Parker chrome auto. Must be an X-Fractor. This is numbered out of $250 for $1, actually 90 cents after the bulk discount. I think that's a good deal. Davis Mills, rookie card out of, is that Illusions? Here's a Desmond Ritter. Oh, this is also serial numbered. Desmond Ritter, the national exclusive, numbered out of $4.99. Ooh, this might be a really nice pickup. I saw this and I'm like, oh man, but there's a big corner ding. I think you can see it, the corner where it says number 1 pick. But I think it's still $2 or $3 with that corner ding. 89 Pro set. Such an awesome set. Troy Aikman rookie. Let's see. Here's a stand. I don't do hockey, but I saw this peeking out. I'm like, damn, this is in good condition. 1971 Topps Stan Mikita, Chicago Blackhawks. Let's see. Here's a Davis Mills. There was a lot of score, and I hesitated, but I pulled Davis Mills. I don't like score football. Here's a Mark Zagunis, numbered out of 150. Here's a Jose Albertos, first Bowman Chrome out of 150. Here's a Jose Albertos purple, numbered to 250. Here's a Ryan McMahon Chrome rookie card, numbered out of 499. He's having another good season, I think. Maybe not. Here's a first Chrome Brendan Little, numbered to 399. Again, he made his MLB debut this week. First purple Chrome, numbered to 250, Albertos. Another Brendan Little. Oh, another Justin Verlander. Again, I've been selling a lot of Justin Verlander cards lately in base paper. And then Corey Abbott. So I guess I didn't pull as many Kyle Wright Chrome refractors as I thought. Is that all? Yeah, that's all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I pulled 6 Kyle Wright first Chrome refractors. That's about $60. And I paid 5. And then Dylan Cease, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Dylan Cease Chrome refractors. Those are about $3 each. And I guess only 1 Spencer Steer. And that's $5 or $6. And then put Corey Abbott. And then some of these others, I thought I pulled more than just these. I guess I pulled more Cubs cards than I thought I did. So that was from the dollar box. So that was actually my second transaction. My first transaction of the day was before the show started, and that was I bought 7 bulk boxes. Oops. I bought 7 bulk boxes from my buddy John, who's a dealer. He's from Indiana, so I don't get to see him too often. So he had 7 4-row monster boxes, and a lot of videos I've done where it's like I bought this monster box for $60. How did I do? That comes from John, and I did buy I think a dollar box from him outright. So several months ago. So he's like, I've got a bunch of bulk boxes for you. So I went after I got half set up, I think, went in, and he had 3 of the boxes that I typically pay $60 for. He had one for each sport: baseball, football, basketball. And then he had 4 other boxes of just like 80s and 90s, but I thumbed through. I didn't even really look, but I saw some stars in there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So there's, some decent stuff. And he's like 150 for all. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's less than a penny a card. That's 0.7 cents per card. And so I had my little wagon with me and rolled it in and picked up the 7 monster boxes from John. And I looked through some, and I pulled a couple of Giannis. I had people asking for Milwaukee Bucks cards. So I haven't heard that in a while. So maybe basketball's starting to see an uptick. I had a lot of action yesterday, and I'm talking about the Janesville Card Show. From a bargain box buying standpoint, I had a lot of customers looking at baseball, which I only had at Rockford 3 weeks ago, I only had a handful, like a very small percentage of people looking at baseball. Everybody was looking at football. And it was kind of reverse yesterday. I had a few people look at football, but most people were looking at baseball. And I did have 1 or 2 people look at basketball. And I had one person filled a box of basketball. So basketball, I think, is starting to see, we're 2 months away from NBA season starting. So that's good to see, because this time last year, the basketball market was bad, real bad. So that's a step in the right direction. I like, that point that people are looking for basketball. So, but I was surprised at how many more baseball people, how many people were looking at baseball as opposed to football, where it was kind of the opposite in Rockford a few weeks ago. So I'll be back in Rockford. But what I've noticed since I started doing their first show was in May of 2021. And in May of 2021, I could not believe, in Rockford, Illinois, I could not believe how many people were wearing Bears jerseys, shirts in May. It's like the offest of off seasons for the NFL. I couldn't believe how many people were wearing Bears stuff. Rockford's a big football town. Like, people, the Rockford Card Show, which is coming up this Saturday, I would say it leans heavy to football. So if you're a football guy, definitely check out the Rockford show this weekend, this Saturday, September 10th, Rock Church on Harrison Avenue. And yeah, Janesville seemed like it was baseball heavy. Abraham says, I had to do a YouTube dive the other day to find out about Brandon Cooks of 99 after hearing it on here the other day. That's like that's a great one. If you haven't heard of the Brandon Cooks to 99, Brandon Cooks of 99, check it out. Paige and Deanie Bean says, Bo, do you have any information on 2010 Topps Cubs cards that have Abe Lincoln in the background? There are 4 or 5 players that Topps did these chase cards with Abe. No, I don't. In 2010, I was not collecting. I'm trying to think. 2010, I was not collecting at all that I can remember. I was heavily. I was running my own broadcast network, and I was doing a lot of high school broadcasting. both for my day job at the radio station and moonlighting with my own website. And I like it was basically like cards are now. It's like that's my only hobby. That was like my only hobby in 2010 was doing the broadcast stuff. So I like that era, like 2000, probably most of the early 2000s. I only dabbled, and I like 2006, 7, maybe even into 2008. I was doing a lot of TTM, but I wasn't really collecting cards. I was doing more autographs. And then like 2008 through 2011, 12, I was heavy into broadcasting. And then 2012 is kind of when I started to dip my toes back in the pool, and then kind of went full bore in 2014. So no, I am not aware of those 2010 cards with Abe Lincoln in the back. Zach says, I got a SSP retail case hit red prism football, Kyle Trask, seller grade. I don't know. I'm not into that market. And I've never graded for resale. Like I've only submitted one time just recently. And that was for my own PC, my Cubs PC. Craig says Elijah was disappointed you beat him to the Jameson Williams. Herman says there's that 89 Aikman. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Zach says if Kyle Wright pitches well in the playoffs, you're going to have gold. Craig said didn't box out. I was telling Greg I got to box out. Got to box out at the bargain boxes. Rock Latex says DL Hall is the present day Felix PA. Many years of being a Bowman prospect. And Brendan Rodgers is like a Bowman prospect for like 7 years, it seems. Brian Adams says, question, I have a Fleer Impact Tom Brady rookie BGS 8.5 that I'm selling and I'm asking $300. Is that too much? I don't know the football market. I would just say look at eBay comps, look at eBay sold comps, see where they're at, or if there's not a comp for that particular grade, compare similar. Terry says, I noticed that I hadn't sold any Bowman U from my variation listing. The individual cards don't show in a search for player name. I thought they would. Learn something new every day. Exactly. That's why I don't like variations. That's why I do not do variations, because it'll show up in a search on single names. Plus, now I can list faster singles using my feed scanner, using Card Dealer Pro. I can list singles faster than what it takes to do a variation. If you can list variations faster, then I think yes, but there's also that goes into it with search, and it will hurt. Andrew says, Bo, how did you 25% off 7 or more sale go? I think I've only had one sale for mine. Mine's year round, so I don't. It's just a constant sale. So I have good results. Sometimes I sell like 5 cards, and it's like you can buy 2 more and basically get a free card. But it does well. But it's like it's not like a flash sale. It's a constant running sale. And then I do a three or more, and I think did I increase it to 20? I might have increased 3 or more to 20%. I can't remember. And that's just a constant also. So my first was the bulk boxes from John. I talked about that. Then I went to the dollar boxes. Let's go back to John's table. So John has, some of these are, I mixed up my cards. So let's see, that I got from John, that I got from John, that I got from John. So I did have some other cards out of the dollar boxes. So I'm just trying to figure out, these are from John. And then that's my big card that I bought at the end of the day. So there were more dollar cards. So I thought I was missing some. So here's another Walker Buehler Blue Donuts out of 199. Here's an MJ Melendez Bowman Chrome Refractor. So I thought I got multiple Spencer Steers. So I must have just got 2. So another Spencer Steer. Here's a Jake Junis. This is a low serial number to 49, but I picked this up mainly because, well, he's having a good season, but also his uncle was my best friend as a kid. Jake's dad, Jody, grew up in my town. Jody was quite a bit older than us, which Jody is Jake's dad. Jody graduated in 86. Awesome basketball player. I think we went to the Sweet 16, and we were a very small school. And then Jake actually grew up a little north in Rock Falls, which is about half an hour north of where I grew up. But Jake's uncle, Jamie, and I were like best friends in preschool, kindergarten, and grade school. So it's been fun to watch Jake's rise through the minors and now in the big leagues. I think he plays for the Giants now, and he's having a pretty good season. But it's like, hey, here's a Jake Junis number to 49. I'm just going to pick this up for my PC. I have like kind of a side PC that I don't really talk about because I'm not actively buying stuff for it. It's just if I'm digging through a bargain box and I see something, I'm like, oh, this will go in my like PC of players that I know or covered when I worked in journalism, broadcasting. So that'll go in there. Even though I don't think I covered Jake in high school. Everyone has a side PC. Yeah, my side PC. Here's another Kyle Wright. So it looks like I picked up 2 other Kyle Wright paper firsts. I thought I had more refractors, but I guess I just picked up only 6, right? Trevor Clifton, a 499 silver. This is a Dylan Cease silver out of 499. Let's see. Here's an Aaron Judge rainbow foil. I think he hit another home run yesterday. Here's a Shohei Ohtani insert blue parallel. This is not serial numbered. Here's a Mark McGwire numbered to 50. Numbered to 50. Here's a Mike Trout rainbow foil. Can't go wrong with a Trout foil. Derek Jeter gold foil. And a Wilson Contreras serial number to 299. So there we go. And then, so that was the rest of my dollar box from 5-star. Then I went back to John. So John is who I bought the bulk boxes from at the beginning of the show. And he's got some like bargain box autos and relics. So I always dig through and he gives me a good deal. Let's see what I got off sticker price. 6, 9, 11, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I got about $5 off. So I just picked up some random. I had some good luck moving these Heritage Miners. He had a sticker price of $3, and I think I paid about $2. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, I paid $2 a card. David Calabrese, Heritage Miners auto. Spencer Steer he just made his debut this week. I can't remember with what team. He came up with the Twins, but he made his debut, I think, with the Guardians, maybe. I can't remember, but he's getting some hobby love. Werner Blakely, which I've sold some Werner Blakely cards lately. I think I sold this one for $7.50. So I got this for $2. This is for the PC. Brett Jackson. Let's see. Topps Tier 1 auto, Brett Jackson. This is Albert Pujols from 2004, and this is numbered to 499. And Pujols hit a home run against my Cubs yesterday. I'm actually rooting for Pujols to hit 700 home runs. I think that would be cool, even though he's with the Cardinals. But 2004 Pujols numbered to 499. I think this will be a nice return. Here's a Paul Blackburn Leaf auto numbered to 99. He came up with the Cubs. He's in that blue and red Cubs uni before getting traded to, I think, Oakland. Let's see. Here is Casey Opitz, Panini Stars and Stripes auto relic to $3.99. He's a Cubs minor leaguer, so pick that up for $2. Braylon Marquez, select rookie relic with the pinstripe, numbered out of 250. And David Bodie, Allen and Ginter relic, which I didn't have, so picked all those up for $2 each. And then one of the dealers, Tommy, who set up at my Madison show last week, had a 5-row bargain box. He wanted $400 for it, and I'm like, I looked through it, and it's like maybe $200, but it's like I think I'll just pass altogether. So yesterday, I went up, asked how he was doing, and he's like, "Hey, you had some interest last week of this box. I don't want to take it home. I'll do $250." So I'm like, okay, closer to what I wanted to pay. And I look through it and it's like, it's like, I'll do $200, but I don't want to do the dance. So, and it was one of those, and here I hate negotiating, you know that, but it's one of those where I wasn't going to pay $250 for it. I didn't see the value in $250. And like my max was $200. If I can get it for $100 to $150, I'll take it. I'm like, like I'll do $150. And he's like, how about $200? I looked at a couple cards. There's a lot of Acuna inserts and Soto inserts. It's like, I think there's enough that it'll get me traffic. I crunched the numbers. It's like 6 cents a card. Looked at my net, what's my net margin going to be on these cards? Assuming I only sell like 40% of them. And so that's how I, it's like, okay, there's enough. Even if I sell 40% of the cards and make, the minimum net margin, I'm still going to come out, make a few $100. So I think that's fair. So paid $200, 5-row box. So that was my 8th bulk box that I bought yesterday at the Janesville Card Show. And then as I'm tearing down, Jeremy, who's a regular customer at my Madison Card Show, and I see him at Rockford and Janesville, came up and he's like, I know you're a Cubs guy. Would you have any interest in this? And I've got a couple of them. My friends, as you saw on video, Herman gifted me a Javi Baez first chrome auto. I have one in a BCCG slab, which BCCG we all know sucks. Normally, I wouldn't want this, but it's a 10. And I'm not big on grading in PSA 10s, but the price was right. So, and I'll tell you how much I paid for it. So, the last one sold on eBay for like $205 shipped. And he goes $120. I'm like, yeah, I'll do $120. $120 is fair. I mean, the raw base autos a couple years, and he's really struggled recently, but his base chrome autos raw have sold for $120 in recent years. So like, yeah, PSA 10. I was surprised. It's only a pop 35. That's kind of a low number. I'm not big on pops. Like, oh, it's a pop 4. It's like, I don't give a crap. Like, it's a 10 and it was a great price. Like, I'll do $120 for a PSA 10 first chrome because Javi's my guy. If this was like Anthony Rizzo or Chris Bryant or name another Cub, I probably would have passed. The only, Dylan Cease, I don't even know if I have slab Dylan Cease autos. But since it's Javi, if it was Javi, Dylan Cease, that's about it. Like anybody else, it's like, no, I'd rather spend $120 on a T206, T205, a pre-war card. But I will make a special exception for Javi Baez. And I don't spend this much money on Cubs cards. I mean, usually I'm digging in dollar boxes, filling needs for my Cubs collection. But again, last comp 200, 120, couldn't pass that up. Great deal. So that was my last purchase of the day. So thank you, Jeremy, for a good deal. Rock Latex says Tristan Cassis finally made his debut for the Red Sox. He's another one that's like, man, he's had Bowman cards for a while. Herman says Murphy and Freeman are my main Ozzy Albies, and Biff Pocaroba would be my side PC, with Ozzy slowly becoming one of my main ones. Brian Adams says, is Sean Murphy good? Henry says no. Oops, thinking of the 90s golfer. Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean says, if Pujols does not get to 700, there'll be a lot of angry people, and he better get his butt out to play the 2023 season. So Janesville Card Show, great show. My sale, like I said, my sales were down compared to Rockford, about a third of what I made 3 weeks ago in Rockford. So hopefully I get back to that number in Rockford this coming Saturday at the Rock Church, Harrison Avenue, Rockford, Illinois. I secured a couple new vendors for the next Madison Card Show, which is coming up Saturday, September 24th. So there'll be at least two more. Actually, there's going to be more than that. I've already got, let's see. I secured one for sure and then one maybe. Actually, two maybes and one for sure for the September Madison show. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 2, 2. So far, I have confirmed 2 new that have never done the Madison Card Show, confirmed for September, and then a third hasn't done the show since the very first show in April of 2021. So basically new. He did my very first show, and that was it. He came by and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how much this has grown." So essentially 3 new first-time vendors, and we're still 3 weeks away. So that's probably going to grow. I think the number was like 17 first-timers, and I like that because I also had 40 or 50 regular dealers. So I like a nice mix. I like having a nice rotation in and out, getting some new dealers, new cards in the Madison Card Show. Again, September 24th. It's a Saturday. Madison Card Show, John Nolan Drive at the Sheraton Hotel. Let's see. Herman, by the way, I've been pulling as I go through my Goodwill palette. I'm pulling those Braves for you. Last night I was there's a really crappy box, and it's like all junk wax era, and I think it has been like I think a lot of them have been waterlogged because they're like, I can tell they've been waterlogged at some point. And so basically I'm not pulling those Braves because they're beat up, waterlogged junk wax. So those are just going to be pitched. However, I do keep the Cubs. And this is why I go through, and I shared this before in a Goodwill palette. Like there was a trash bag of cards, and it's like they're beat up junk wax. I'm just going to throw the whole bag away. I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because there was a Milwaukee Bucks ticket stub with Giannis's home rookie debut that sold for $225. So I make it a point to go through even the crappiest of crap just in case. And I found some salvageable stuff. There's actually a stack of 1987 Garbage Pail Kids, which I know it's not first edition, but it looks like those singles sell for a couple bucks on eBay. And these have, for some reason, like all of the baseball cards, and I think it's mostly baseball. All of the baseball cards are like just in really crappy waterlogged condition. But for some reason, the Garbage Pail Kids are not. Like, they're not mint, but they're not like in terrible condition. So I have pulled those aside. And there were some Coliseum home video wrestling cards. And I'm like, oh, this could be like the holy grail of wrestling cards. Yeah, they're not. They're like $2 cards. They were from, I think they came in VHS cassettes in like 92 or 93. Must have been WrestleMania, because there's like a WrestleMania 2 with King Kong Bundy and Hulk Hogan. There's one with Hogan and Slaughter, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior. But they're like $2 or $3 cards. So, but I did pull those aside. So that's the latest from the Goodwill palette. My car is still loaded with crap from Goodwill, and now bulk boxes from yesterday's Janesville Card Show. So going on 90 minutes. So I'm going to wrap things up. I've got to get another cup of coffee, eat some breakfast, ship some cards. Happy Labor Day. Have a great day. Back at it tomorrow at the regular time of 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hit the like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Great chat. Thank you for joining the chat. And we will talk to you tomorrow morning.